Buongiorno a tutti, benvenuti a questa seconda giornata. Benvenuti a questa seconda giornata di appuntamenti a FIMAS, all'interno di FIMAS. Continua il nostro programma di eventi. Torniamo di nuovo sul percorso che è iniziato ieri sul tema della sostenibilità. Se ieri GIUSY BETTONI ci ha parlato appunto di che cosa è la sostenibilità, quindi dando un po' un overview di quelle che sono alcune delle tematiche legate a questo mondo. Oggi entriamo un po' più nel dettaglio con la presentazione di alcune best practice portate da un'azienda chiaramente come Wolford che tutti noi conosciamo e che effettivamente ha effettuato negli anni un percorso intensivo e comunque molto molto attento ad ogni minimo particolare per quello che riguarda lo sviluppo di questo tema. GIUSY ci conduce quindi attraverso questo viaggio assieme al nostro ospite ANDREAS RÖHRICH di Wolford, in questo modo conducendoci attraverso quello che è stato il percorso di questa azienda nel crescere in termini di sostenibilità e di ricerca e di innovazione, che sono tutte tematiche che sono legate chiaramente fra di loro e che cerchiamo di portare anche a FIMAS e di raccontare. Vi ringrazio per l'attenzione. Il talk sarà in inglese e anche in questo caso vi ricordo che il talk sarà poi possibile vederlo e scaricarlo e visionarlo all'interno della nostra piattaforma FIMAS Connect al termine della manifestazione. Grazie mille a GIUSY e al nostro ospite e vi auguro insomma un buon ascolto.
Grazie Matteo. So, good afternoon to everybody. GIUSY BETTONI back. You know, after the first introduction yesterday about what is sustainability, the importance of design, the importance of innovation, the importance of responsibility and communication. And today I'm really, really pleased to be here with a friend, but with really a guru. And when I say guru, it's a guru, believe me, like ANDREAS RÖHRICH, Global Director R&D and Sustainability at Wolford. I would like to read the bio, but I think it's better to go into the subject really because it's a life really dedicated to innovate in a responsible way. I think, ANDREAS, that's the best way, with a brand that stands for not just luxury, but really the highest, I think, quality, you know, concerning tights, concerning lingerie, and many other things, because there are many other expressions. So, we have heard, and we are hearing many times, and I like the title of your presentation, you know. A lot of people is talking about sustainability. A lot of people is talking about end of life. Yesterday we touched base a little bit with cradle to cradle. But when it comes to such a performing and high-tech product like intimate and tights, how? What? Can you take us through it?
Thank you for the invitation, GIUSY. Hello, everybody. I'm happy to be here to talk about what we did in the last, in the meantime, is 8 years. The title, here we are with a new lecture on sustainability and the 1000th label for it. There is something lost in translation because in German, I did it first and it should mean here is another presentation. The number 10, number 20, number 30, you can go to every event you hear about sustainability. And this is what I meant with this and is a little bit ironic meant because we hear so many things and we hear so many things about sustainability and I would say there is 80% is really greenwashing and I would like to point out a bit what we hear in these days and what we are doing.
Yeah, can I say just one thing? You know, the great thing about today with ANDREAS that we are going to look at, you know, about the many talk about sustainability, but also from a consumer because Wolford is talking to a consumer. So it's not just what we said yesterday that, you know, everybody in the trade is talking about it but then we have the 1,000 presentation and labels, by the way, different ones, and annunciation. So it's going to be interesting, you know, to move from where we left yesterday. So what is the communication toward consumer? And that's where ANDREAS is starting today, going back to innovation.
So here is the first slide to a little bit to more confuse, a lot of text. You see here a real sustainable fashion system. What does it mean? It's really difficult to understand. There's a lot of words. Is really confusing. I think we have to know sustainability is not a new thing. It was already invented in the 18th, 19th century, and it's coming mainly from forestry. From forestry with the trees, to have a forest. I think there is very easy to understand. They should not cut more trees than are regrowing. So it's very easy, and after 10 years, when there are no trees anymore, you did a bit too much. And this is what I want to point out for textile. Fashion industry is a bit more difficult, because you cannot see the tree. There is some plants in somewhere for cotton, there is the oil, there is this and that. And this is more, there is more behind. But why we have 1,000 labels? So I really checked the labels. It's not 1,000, but very close. And how could an end consumer, how could they know what is behind? Because when you go now to a store, you can go anywhere. You can check. You can check the label, and there is everywhere is something green. But how can you know what is really behind? Is it really green, or is it only somebody invented a story, or a marketing guy had a nice idea? I'm bringing always the example with at Christmas time doing cookies. So you have the dough, you make it thin, and then you take the form and stick it out. And then what is left on the table is the rest of the dough, of course. What are you doing with this? You take it, you make a new dough, and then you can say, now I did recycling. And this is what many people are doing at the moment. So they are reusing something, and they say now is recycling. But they did it the last 50 years. And this is really something we have to take care. And the big problem is that at the end, there is not really something for our planet, for our future. When I was checking the different labels for sustainability in textile, I found this page. This is a homepage. This is from the Austrian government. It's called Bewusst Kaufen.at. So here you can find all the different labels, and also they are explaining a bit what is behind. Is it good? Is it medium? Or is it bad? And maybe you know we are working with the cradle to cradle system, and even they are mentioned. But you can see here that here on the not so good is even the cradle to cradle, and this means that they have also different is gold, is silver. So and they say if you do only silver, is also not really sustainable. So you also have in one label, there are different categories, and you have to know which one is good and which one is only average. And this, I think, is very difficult.
Absolutely, and just to comment on this, yesterday we were saying that certification and analysis are important. But if we look at these, we have no idea of what they measured. What are they stand for? How it can be a good one about, for example, cradle to cradle, if you are doing something that is made with an organic cotton, or you are saving water. So it's really, that's the way to do really something that is not helping the consumer. It's going to confuse, because at a certain point, 3/4 of these are just trade label that are translated to consumer, and it's going to be even worse. So that's really the point of how I can create value for my business if these certifications are used in this way, because people is not able to use properly, and knowledge is important.
So, who is doing barbecue from the audience? Who likes to barbecue? Mainly men. Me too. But only barbecue, not cleaning up afterwards, of course. That is normal, I think.
My part of the barbecue.
Why I'm asking this, I was 2-3 weeks ago, I was doing barbecue, and then my coal was finished. And then I thought, how is there also in the coal you get sustainable and not sustainable? And then I went to the store, and then I saw that somebody found a wood which is regrowing. Can you imagine?
Wow.
And they also
Wow.
they have it also on the packaging. Sorry, is German. So this is wood which is renewable.
Oh my God.
First time. You know what I mean? So here you get the message for really regrowing raw material, which is normal anyway.
Yeah, so you can use whatever you want because it's growing, basically. Okay.
Of course. So this is this is something we. Pardon?
Phoenix wood is burned from the ashes.
Yeah.
Well.
Exactly. And then this is another thing. Everyone wants to go back to nature, but very few on food. So this means we really want to do something, or many people, they want to do something, but not really to do that is really exhausting. And I can tell you, if you work on something like we did, we started, you will see it in 2013 with our project, and it was so exhausting. So I do product development for the last 30 years, and I did this project with Cradle to Cradle, and I think this was one of the most difficult things. It took us more than 5 years, only development, before we could launch the first product. And this is really exhausting, and there is really substance behind, you know. This is not only to have an idea overnight and then the next day you can do it. This is really something this is hard work.
And I think this is a part where we want to know, really, because I know very well Cradle to Cradle, but I think it's important to share the meaning and what you achieved, as you said. You know, it's really important.
So here you see these images everybody knows in the meantime. This came to me around 2010. I saw all this, this big island in the ocean, plastic and stuff. And then I was really worried. We as Wolford, we are a producer of ladies' hosiery. I mean, everybody knows ladies' hosiery is mainly produced with man-made fibers. So we have 75% man-made fibers. And 2/3 of these man-made fibers are oil-based. And you do not have really alternatives. You cannot do a 10 denier tight with cotton or with viscose or something like this. So then I was really worried if we can keep our business model even in the future, if we can survive to 2025, 2030, 2040. And then I was looking really for some alternatives. And then we started in 2013. We started our journey to become more sustainable. We were always saying, this is also something we were using from marketing. Before we started this, we said we are sustainable because we do the highest durability, which is also sustainable, but it is not the solution at the end.
It's a part of the process, but it cannot be the only one.
So then the first thing was we built up a consortium. So here is 1M, is too much, I think, in the where. We built up a consortium. That was really a very important step that we said we cannot do it alone. And a project like this you cannot do. You really you need your partner. We were looking for different people. We had a consortium of about 12 different organizations. There were also, of course, suppliers, but also other organizations like university, like Fachhochschule. And I have to say, to be in such a project is not a guarantee to survive, because 4 of them are not there anymore.
Okay. It depends if you are saying something and you're doing something else sometimes.
Of course, and here we have also, so you see, we said, at that time we said our target is to develop a bra which goes cradle to cradle, either or for the biocycle and technical cycle, which means you can really 100% reuse the material. And then after 5 years, we were able, in 2018, we launched the first products from our Aurora collection. That was a legging and different shirt. Here we worked with the biocycle, which means we have here the modal fiber from Lenzing, which is biodegradable. This is a special production for us. The other one is not allowed to use. Then we had a very important partner with Asahi Kasei for the spandex, because we did not want to do simple cotton t-shirt, which are also available. So we wanted to have something really elastic, technical fiber. And we had the Vinatur, which is a kind of polyester, modified polyester, which does not contain antimony, for example, which is normal in the polyester. And with these partners, we created the first styles.
Can I say just maybe one comment here? So the design is amazing. They did a fantastic product. They did the responsible innovation, because they came out with this supplier that has done something special, and they measure themselves with the cradle-to-cradle system that was, the biological cycle, meaning that the garments made with these fibers can go back, to the earth without releasing any, chemical, any
any harmful.
I was, looking for this word, harmful substances. And that's what means biological. Basically, you go back to the nature without harm it, and you have 100% technical, performing, beautiful, intimate, made with high-tech fiber. So it was really a champion at global level.
So we had also in the overview about the partners, we had also a company there which is a waste management company. Normally we never work with them. I mean, we work with them. They come here with the truck to get the waste and to burn it, of course. And then we started to collaborate with them to say, what can we do with a biodegradable product? Because we do not want to throw it in our garden. You could, but this was not our goal. So they have a biogas production. So they are using biodegradable stuff, even food from industry, from restaurants, and also our product. So they cut our product, we take it back. At the moment we deliver to them our pre-consumer waste. So we collect it, we give it to them, and they produce biogas, and we are buying then this biogas to run our production. And the rest you can put on the field as nutrient for the plants.
So this is already a package where you see all the key, let's say, elements of circular economy. Design to not to impact, design to be beautiful, design to be performing, and the end of life is guaranteed. And it's not going to impact at any level with the environment, with the people, because that's the other water that we have seen before, and animals.
But we saw that even the design is important. So if you say this is sustainable and you have to buy, it will not work. Even with these products, they said, yeah, it's nice. We could only do black because we did not have other colors. So the first 2 years or 1.5, we had only black on the market. So our salespeople said, oh, are you crazy? Maybe we do some other colors. We take normal, but this is
It's great to hear, because when we do in textile sustainability, one of the most difficult color to get is black, and everybody wants black and not the other colors. So, but that is our market.
Salespeople, they always want this what you do not have.
What you cannot. Or you do not
normally. And then 1 year later, we came with the first product technical cycle. So there we were able to do the sock and knee high in polyamide 6, where we can even with you see here the Econil yarn, and again the RÖHRICH yarn from Asahi Kasei. So they can depolymerize if it's not mixed up, and we do not mix up with other fibers they cannot use, so they can depolymerize and they can do a new polymer, and we can use this for new product. Very important here is that you do not have only these fibers. I would say 70% of the development was the dyeing. The dyeing, because here you have, I have this cotton polo. This is also 100% cotton, which is not true, because the threads and stuff and even this label here is not cotton, so that's why it's not working. And we were really working hard on also the dyeing. And for you, to give you an example, here is one of our machine supplier is sitting here. He was not so happy because we had to change the oil for the machinery because it was not accepted to use for this cradle to cradle. So you see how deep we are going there. And then we could, the year later, we launched then also seamless product, but also we found partners for cut and sewn product to do fabric for us, so that we could do also this very loose products you can see here.
That look nice. And just to close the loop on the technical cycle, because we said that the biological is going back to the nature without releasing harmful substances, the technical means that you can keep in the loop all the time without going into the nature, and you can recycle forever, basically.
I mean, there is really important that even for the technical cycle, you have to take care that you are not using toxic stuff. And this is always a point when it comes to dyeing, when it comes to chemicals, that they are not all 100% okay. So by the government, so there are regulations, there is REACH, there are other things, but there are also chemicals with a question mark. So, and they say, okay, you can use it because we do not have really alternatives. But here on this cradle to cradle, all these question mark chemicals are forbidden. That's why it was so long time for development. An example for this is if you are adding toxic stuff, is very difficult to reuse at the end. I know a story from guys, they wanted to become more sustainable. They were a producer for cornflakes. And they said, we are using recycling paper, so to have not virgin, so to have recycling paper. And they said, we are not using the plastic bag inside. And then they put the cornflakes inside, and then an institute, when they did a test, they found toxic stuff in the cornflakes. So they were really surprised where it's coming from. And this was from the recycling paper, because all the printings on the boxes, they are really not very good. So they are toxic, and if you mix it, then you have it also inside. So so you cannot use it anymore for this kind of using. And if this is not possible, you cannot use it. Then this is not possible to handle.
Absolutely.
Then packaging is even important, because for tights, many times if you talk about 10 denier tights, the packaging is more weight than the product, so you have also to take care about packaging. That was also important. Some guys, they developed then these printing colors, so that even packaging was we were able to have in cradle to cradle gold. Another challenge was also the labels, inside with the print. That was also a completely project to have this print in a printing quality which is acceptable for these systems. What were the hurdles? So really the quality standards were really difficult. Color fastness. So we had really big issues We had in the beginning, you saw there was one of the first product was a legging, and it was really heavy product, so we did not expect any problems in durability. But when we were close before starting production, or we already started, some ladies came back because we gave it to them for wearer trial, and then they said here in the gusset area they have holes, and this was the reason for that, was that this biodegrading. Already in this area there is a lot of tension, there is moisture, there is temperature, so the quality was not that what we were expecting from the beginning. So we had to change again. So also the supply chain, we had to go very deep. We were lucky that we could do this with partners, I would say 300 kilometers around our headquarters.
I think lucky, it's a big word. You have been working hard to work together to find open sources, because Andreas didn't tell till now, but the cradle to cradle that he talks like it is a normal certification is a nightmare, because there are 5 different categories, right? And each category has different kind of reward that goes from the bronze to the platinum, okay? And the Wolford products are cradle to cradle in all the 5 categories gold. But this means that each single thing that is part of the product, from the material health, then?
We will come to this. The material health is a very important thing. I think these are the 5 points. Number 1 is the reuse of the material, so that you can keep it in the circle. This is important. But for me, is even maybe more important is the material health, so that you do not have anything in the product which is not good for you or the environment. I think we found out that from our existing customer, there were many saying, I don't care what will happen at the end with the product, to be honest. And I think they are still there. There are many people, but the big difference is that from the first second you are wearing it is the difference. So that's really the point. Then we have then the water, the wastewater has to be okay. You have to use renewable energy, and you have to keep all the social standards. These are the 5 points. And here you see a bit, I did this image. These are all the recipes from development for one style we did to find the right recipe for one style. So you see, it's really hard work, and this is only a part of these papers. But I wanted to show that it's really hard work and not having an idea overnight.
Keeping people motivated and focused when you have nothing to start.
That's the point, and not only people, only CEOs, because in these 5 years I had 3 different CEOs, and everyone was asking me, Andreas, can you tell me when do we the first euro turnover with this project? And then I said, yeah, it will come soon. I could not say I don't know, but it was really not so easy to have this. But there were also very positive effects. So the brand awareness was changing. We had problems on the market that for every brand to get new customer, younger customer, because they are getting older, your loyal client, and then you have to become younger, and this is very difficult. And if you do this too drastic, then you could lose the old, and the young ones do not come. So you lose at the end. And we saw here with this that the daughter was coming with the mother to say, please, I want to buy this. I saw this on Instagram. So that was a new experience for us. And for the team, it was important, or it was a new experience to say we do more than only developing tights. Then here we are very proud that since 2019 we are the only and first and only brand in textile and fashion having the 2 labels in gold for the products, but having also having the products on the market, not only on the homepage. and
Yes.
and and having also the cycles closed. Here you can see the certificates, the two different. So we had the system is like you get certified. You have a list of chemicals, a list of yarn you can certify, and with this you can develop new products. You do not have to certify every single style at the end. Then we saw that this cradle to cradle is in the meantime is accepted. In the beginning, we did also research on our end consumer to ask them, what do you think about cradle to cradle? And we found out that about 90% they never heard about it. It's still a bit like this, but is a bit increasing, and interest is really increasing. And now we hear also from wholesale customer that they are asking for this, and when I start explaining, they say, okay, this
and
really
I know
sounds.
that also the Cradle Institute is starting a consumer campaign. They started in 2020, but it's unfortunately repeating to say that everything has stopped, but I think it's going to restart very soon. Also because they have the value to talk to the consumer about in this case.
So here you can see what I already explained. You have for the 5 different categories, you have 5 different ratings, let's say. Here for our cradle-to-cradle products, technical cycle, we have for material health, we have platinum, and we have for the others, we have gold. There is no product on the market with platinum. There you need a standard which is at the moment not achievable.
But gold is great. Well done.
Then we saw that with the black pullover we cannot be successful at the end. So we developed more product. We found a wool producer. He is producing wool in cradle to cradle, gold certified. So we were looking for a flat knit producer. He's an Italian guy. We asked him, can you be certified and doing for us flat knit product? So you see here in the middle, the trouser on the bottom left, this kind of flat knit. This we are not doing in Bregenz in our own production, so there we have partners. We could also get partners in producing fabric for us. You see bottom in the middle, we also developed a mask in cradle to cradle, gold certified. So it was really then also what you see for pregnant women. We thought is also good because of the material health. It can be really good also for the baby.
It started to be a wardrobe.
And then we started also with really with seasonal styles in cradle to cradle with different colors, with pattern. So really to get a round picture. At the moment we have about 30 styles on the market in cradle to cradle, gold certified. So then finally, there is from the European regulation, there will be a law which will be in place by 2025. Then it will be forbidden to throw clothing into the bin. And I think, therefore, we need to bring solutions. I mean, you can some people, they are collecting already clothing, but they have, at the moment, they do not have solutions. I know there are many projects running so that also normal clothing, you can do something at the moment, is 95% will be burnt, and this is not the solution for the future. So I think we have to change. And with this little presentation, I wanted to show you one of the ways you can go. But I think for sure at the end, especially in clothing business, in fashion business, it needs different parts. It needs one could be this cradle to cradle. If the name in 5 years is cradle to cradle, I don't know. It can change. But I think the way of designing is the right way. Not to put toxic things, to put other stuff together. I think this is really important. For me, it's also important the whole topic of the fast fashion. You know, this is for me one thing you could change the easiest technically. Economically is difficult, but I think we all have clothing at home in our wardrobe. I'm included. We have never worn, and we maybe will never worn. And it was not only present we got from somebody, we bought by ourselves, and we have never worn. I think all these things we should combine, and at the end we should come to a solution.
Absolutely, and just to end, before leaving the time for the question, I think you showed very well the holistic way to go for sustainability. You cannot just look at one thing and forget the others. Of course, we cannot be perfect, and you show how much time does it take, but it's good, you know, to go on. And I think at the moment, cradle to cradle is the kind of measurement that is fulfilling at best the whole aspect. What is going to happen in the future, nobody of us can say, but for sure, this is something that safeguards more the consumer than the others at the moment. But just because it takes into consideration 5 different categories. So, Andreas, thanks a lot for this sharing, you know, about a very important part of your professional and private life, I think, because when you have to work in a group that is not your company, you know, you have to go, you were talking about the machines, the yarns, the dyeing and finishing. It's not easy sometimes. So before closing, any question?
Yeah, it is depending on how is the chemical construction. So there is you can do the chains longer or shorter. I mean every stuff can biodegrade is always a question of time, you know, and lots of plastic they call it biodegradable, but it's only falling into little pieces, which is not a solution. But for this elastan, there were research in Germany and also studies in universities where they have proven this.
Yes, if I can add something about the elastan, you know, of course, we cannot say biodegradation because their products are biodegradable altogether, but the elastan that we're using, that has done especially anyway for them, they are degrading because that's the possibility at the moment with the construction that there is, and that's why this kind of elastomer, RÖHRICH, that he was mentioning, as part of their garments, has got the cradle-to-cradle certification about the material health and the degradation. That's, you know, and unfortunately in the market, everybody's talking about biodegradation, but there are rules when you say, you know, biodegradable. And that's, generally speaking, we talk about the degradation without releasing harmful substances, because you can maybe biodegrade sometime, but if you release something that is bad for the environment or for the people, so in this case, it could be done in a possible way because this kind of elastomer does not release anything in the soil, and that's why they got the technical and the biological finishing.
You said that you patent through lensing a special tensile, or let's say viscose yarn that nobody else can have, right?
I said we have a special production where they had to change different steps. So they produce it for us. This is not the normal quality they are offering.
But because of the production or because of the quality of the fiber?
Because of the production. Okay. So in the product itself, you will not find a difference. This is only how you produce. And they are for the normal production, they are using chemicals which are not, like I said, for our production in the machine, oil for the machine, which is not allowed.
Okay, so nobody else can have the benefit of this?
I did not say that nobody else can have it. At the moment they produce for us, and we had sometimes we really had to negotiate with them, because even Lenzing is a big company and we are a small producer, so that they do this special lot. It can be, I had a discussion with them, that they could change the whole production to this.
Exactly, because
I mean,
if there is something that can, let's say, make the environmental better, I think it's important to share.
I
not
think
to keep like a secret.
You are 100% right, and that's but it's not my decision how they sell the product, but you are 100% right, and I think to do something is to really to achieve this cooperation, as I said, and trust, and to be open. To be open and transparent, and that's why I'm mentioning all the producers and the fibers, because I think is not a topic of keeping every as a secret, because I think if only we in Wolford, we are using a few tons of yarn per year, so it's really nothing. It's like my finger in this room. So I think there are big players also following, and the change or the benefit for our planet will only be if more people are doing it. And that's why I'm sitting here talking about very open about this topic, and not so I would be happy if big players are following. They could do big advertisement, and also we could swim a bit with this, because we do not have the money for this really big thing.
I think if I can add to this, because I don't think that Lenzing doesn't want to do it or doesn't want to share. I think Andreas has been the only one to challenge them, has been the only one going to say, can we do it differently? You know, we need other people, you know, what he was saying, to do things better. So I think in order to produce in a different way, and tell me if I'm wrong, when you go into produce, because a project is a project, then you go in production, you need to have a little bit of numbers, but as much as, and that's why we are doing this kind of talks here, you know, to share as much as possible, so that other people can try to ask to fiber producer like the elastan, like the linen, any kind of thing, because we can do things, but we can always do better, and that's where we need to go. So,
and we need the pathfinder.
And the champions, and that's the champion that we are using. Sorry for the, but we need to know these things, because sometimes it's not enough the communication that there is around. That's so from now on you can go to Lens and say, I know that you're doing this, and that's what we would like to have. So
do not mention my name, please.
You are just being recorded.
All right, thank you.
Any other question? Okay. Thank you very much, Andreas. Thank you to you all. Thank you to FIMAS for this opportunity to make information, and have a good day.
Thank you.